Hi, Mark here from the Tangent-Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent-Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent-Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent-Bound Network is right for you.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky vs. Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a Spurner. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 467, and I assure you this is the first take.
Assuredly. Well, if there's one thing people should know by listening to the show, we for sure don't edit.
Right. Which is not true, actually. I edit more than people think, but probably not as much as I should.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because I have gone through and cut out a lot of, like mainly it ends up being because of Skype. Skype has that lag to where, like, I'll say something and then I stop because I'm waiting for your response, but because there's like a 5 or a 10-second lag, there's like this gap of air, and it's like, this isn't our normal, like, we're going to let this pregnant pause happen,
Right.
This is just dead air. So, a lot of times I'll trim those down so that they're not as bad, but
I mean, the biggest Skype lags I've been having lately are fucking updates.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure we'll get to that.
It'll do it. I mean, you can just jump right into it. I mean, it's pretty.
Yeah, all right then. I will, Brian. We were gonna, record and such. Well, we are recording.
Mm.
And I fired up after starting later than I wanted to, because I was like, hey, I'll be on it this time. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's going to be this time. And then it was even later than that.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because my first instinct is like, because I'm like, it's getting late for you. And then I was like, oh, yeah, he's on vacation this week. So
Fuck yeah, I am, bro.
Vacation Tony says fuck you to bedtimes. So
Hell yeah, Vacation Tony's going to wake up tomorrow and have booze in my coffee.
Right.
Hell yeah, brother.
Not that normal Tony doesn't, but
Yeah, just more booze.
just more. Yeah, no coffee, just booze.
Coffee flavored booze.
Right. Yeah, a couple drips of
Man,
some
I
coffee.
still have to tinker around with these coffee PBRs I bought to make them taste a little better. I drank one. I still have 3 in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been waiting to experiment with them. This will be the week.
Yep.
Anywho, we'll
Finally
cover
going to do that
sure.
that coffee PBR colonic you've been talking about.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I don't want to know if that improves the taste.
Yeah, well, 1 can's for that. The other can's for a urethra douche.
Oh, God. That sounds horrible.
Oh, right. I had to find the smallest stainless steel straw I could. It's not going to be a good time.
Got to put it in yourself. That's no fun.
Yeah, exactly. Hammered in with a ball peen.
Yikes. No pun intended, right? Yikes.
It's like John Henry.
I have a feeling it won't be anything like that. I hope
Probably
not.
not.
I mean, I'd hate to, you get the job done and, die. That's no good.
The heart explodes.
Right.
That's
Oh,
a bummer way to go to a hospital.
Spoilers for anyone who doesn't know that story.
Oh, yeah, right? Shit.
Which, seriously, I don't know how someone could not, unless you were just born. Cause
Yeah, right.
I remember learning that in elementary school, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
anyway, I've
Anywho.
derailed you way off.
Oh, yeah, that's all right, though. No, I fired up my laptop, and it's like, hey, buddy. Hey, little fellow, we got some updates for you. All right. Just sitting there staring at it. I was stuck at 56% for I don't know how long, and finally it finished up.
Isn't it funny how computer updates are like that? It's like it'll go from 0 to 55% in like 2 seconds, then it hits 56, and it's like 3 hours later, it's like 57.
It's the worst.
You're like, what? What? Like, all right.
What happened?
I don't understand how this maths work, but all right.
Well, then I get greeted by a new screen popped up on my computer I've never seen before.
Yeah.
It was like Windows has updated.
Oh, yeah.
To give you the cutting edge in browsing or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
oh god, I don't want your fucking garbage browser.
Yes, you do. Don't lie.
They really thought I did, because then it loaded it up. I couldn't exit it until I
Yeah.
said, "Let's get
Well,
started."
It's funny because there were things like when I first got my laptop,
Yeah.
immediately, one of the first things I did was download Chrome, right? And there were installs and stuff that I went to do that I had to use, what is it, Explorer or Edge or whatever the hell they call it.
Microsoft Edge.
I think I still have Explorer on my computer here. But anyway, no, it's called Edge, you're right. It's just the same stupid logo.
Yeah, same whack ass logo.
Yeah, but I had to use Edge for it. And because I was going to delete it, and then I read on something somewhere that was like, yeah, maybe don't, because Windows sometimes powers their stuff through Edge instead. And I'm like, this is
Like
stupid.
we need that weird tool that you got to buy once for a certain job. And you're like, I guess it's stored in my toolbox. I might need it again.
Right. And it's
You
like,
know?
yeah, it's like, why do I have to keep this on my computer? I have a fully functional browser that I can use instead. But nope.
Yeah, so I had to click, let's get started before I could even exit it. And then
Right.
I see it pinned it to my taskbar.
Sure, yeah.
It's like, no, just get out of here, you. It's
Mine
like,
is-
I was like throwing rocks at it. Go on, get,
Yeah.
horrible, dude. So I finally get that situated, and I fire up Skype and weird updates, just so I can change my background if I want.
Yeah. Pretty nice, huh?
No, just I just want things to work like normal.
I know.
No,
Yep.
that's all Tony asks for.
I know.
Normalcy.
It's funny because that's really what a lot of people ask for from their computers.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing, like, you know, because you know how it is on, like, PCs and stuff. Like, there's this whole, like, hidden, like, you know, there's hidden files and different stuff that you can turn on in your, what is it, preferences or whatever it is. But otherwise, those things stay hidden. And some of the stuff that's hidden in computers is for your own good, you know, so that you don't accidentally bugger everything up. But it's amazing how much work for someone who doesn't, like, I don't know a ton about PCs. Like, on Macs, I'm much more confident in where to find things and how to fix things. You know, now, luckily, of course, the internet exists, so I can find answers, but but there's so many times where it's like, why can't I just do the thing I want this to do? Like, why can't it just do what it's supposed to do? Why do I have to jump through hoops first, you know?
Yeah, like God
damn
hit
it,
my
I need
little power button, and I put my little passcode in.
Yeah.
I just wanted to fire up like it did the last time I did it.
Right.
And the time before that.
That's asking way too much, my friend.
Yeah, I don't want to be greeted by a message saying, "We're welcoming you to the fucking future." It's like, no, you're not, though. Because I've seen the side-by-sides when you search through Edge, you search through Google.
Yeah.
It's like, it's way, way, way off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, put a couple keywords into Google and find exactly what I'm looking for. Like, Brian, I bookmarked and found those little cast iron measuring spoons.
Oh, did you?
I did.
You need to send me that link as well.
I shall.
Because I might have to get a set of those as well.
Yeah, fuck dope.
Yeah.
But do you think if I put a few keywords into Edge?
You mean Bing?
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, are they still using the Ask Jeeves engine or whatever?
No, they're using Bing.
Whatever. Bing, get out of here. What was that dude from Groundhog Day? Bing!
Yeah.
Got
well,
it again.
It's so weird, like, when I'm watching Ridiculousness, because a lot of times, like, one of the last things they do on the show is Rob Dyrdek will be like, you know, sometimes we like to type in some words into Bing and just see what, and I'm like, this sounds so, like, do you remember on Semantic Show? Gotta make sure I get that right.
Yeah.
How they used to Bing things.
All right, Nick Cannon.
Yeah, right. You know how they used to Bing things? They didn't, you know, they would joke about it, and, like, not Googling, they would use Bing, you know, and it was the same thing. It's like, this just sounds, it's so weird. It's like for a long time when somebody would be like, can you get me a bandage for my cut? And like, a Band-Aid? Like, yeah, a bandage. I'm like, no, it's a Band-Aid. I don't care if it's that brand or not. Like, God damn it. We've branded
I
this.
used Bing for about 3 seconds because I was like, oh, I found out you could use Bing and you'd get like, you could slowly build up Microsoft credits to spend on games. I was like, oh, well, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't find anything I was looking for.
I actually still do that because from time to time, like, I'll just build up like a $10 Xbox.
Oh, they still do it then.
Obviously. Yeah. You can build up like gift cards you can pay for like a month of Xbox Live or Games Pass or whatever with it, or you can just use the credit in the store. So the only thing I'll warn people real quick, if you do get the credits though, they expire fairly quickly. So if you get like a gift card, kind of like a $10, you know, card, they expire within like a few months. So if you get them, like I would wait until you know what you're going to get, then cash it in, then get what you want, you know.
What I'm picturing, Brian, is when you're using Bing to do that, it's like that scene in Ghostbusters and we're all just kind of just sitting around doing nothing. And it's like the alarm goes off, like, we got one! They all like fly into action. That's like the 4 people that work in the Bing server room.
No, it works fine. It's just, you know what it is remember when Google came out and we were like, fuck you, I'm using Jeeves or Yahoo or whatever at the time. You're like, fuck this Google thing. Until you started using it and you're like, this is actually a really good thing, you know. Yeah. I'm not saying Bing is better because it isn't, but
no, it's terrible.
But there is a lot of that to it in that it's, you know, it's not what I'm used to. So
is there a Bing app for my iPhone, I wonder?
Yes, because I have it on my phone because those points things that I was telling you about, you can do different things. Like there's like a quiz or whatever, like once a day kind of a thing, and you earn points.
Do you like Bing? No.
Okay. I certainly don't.
Credit.
Yeah, that is all I use it for. I literally will open the app, do their 3 tasks for the day, which one is you just look at a random thing. Like when you click it, it opens up. Like today, I think was on like baking or something. So it'll show you links to different baking stuff. You know, and then I'll do the 5-question quiz. Then there's a poll every day, and then I'm pretty much that's it. That's all I use it for. They have one on the Xbox dashboard also. So if I play Xbox that day, I'll jump in and do anything they have on there real quick. Like most of the time, it's like watch a teaser for a movie or something, and you get 5 or 10 points. So
fair enough.
Yeah, or like last night I was playing. Well, I'll get into it later, but I was playing a game and, you know, I got some achievements, and one of the things on there was like 50 points if you get any achievements today. So I was like, oh, jump in there real quick and activate that. Free 50 points for it, you know. I'm not really...
They're trying hard, aren't they?
They are, yeah. And the thing is, I'm doing like minimal effort. Like I'm going, what are the things I can do without really doing anything? I do those.
What can I benefit from barely binging?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is what they want you to do is to, like, when they ask you the questions in the daily, you know, the 5 questions, like, they want you to essentially, like, sometimes it'll be a this or that one, right? And you get points for getting right answers out of 50. Like, you can get up to 50 points. And it'll be like, which mountain is taller, Kilimanjaro or, I don't know, you know.
Hold up, let me Google this.
Foreskin Cliff, you know. So... Yeah, and that's literally, yeah, that's what they're wanting you to do, though, is to bing both of them to see the height and then answer the question.
Right.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But you could, because like the window that's right there, the search thing is still open, so you can cheat. It is literally an open book test. I'm just like,
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Because I don't care that much, you know.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. But you do get extra points if you use Bing, but that's not going to happen. So.
Yeah, I mean, what are we, poor people?
Yes.
Okay.
But damn it, we can afford Google.
I like the thought of like certain browsers you only like are there for a certain class of citizens.
Well, I mean, and again, this is something I'll get into later a little bit, but you know, Google does. That is the way Google filters you now. I don't know if you saw that.
Plus they start to learn your shit. And it's
well,
all
no.
Although, Brian, on my phone, every time I go, I'm looking, because I told you, we went to the store to look for curtains.
Yeah.
They had 1. We needed 2. Right?
Helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we bought the one because I'm like, they'll have the other one in stock eventually. But I'm like, they have to have a web store. Pulled it up. They actually don't for some reason.
Oh, that is weird. Yeah.
But you can get an email when your store gets restocked.
Okay.
Every time I use Google on my phone, it thinks I live in fucking Cincinnati.
Yeah, I have issues with that quite a bit too, where there's certain...
I don't understand it. I blame Jason Brigger.
That's probably accurate. Yeah.
All his goddamn fault.
It's probably true. He's hired Russian hackers to hack your phone into thinking it's in Cincinnati all the time.
It's
or
a couple times he's tried to Skype me and I haven't answered.
Or it's it's Skyline hacking in, trying to get you to come get chili.
Or the ghost of Harambe.
That's very likely as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe they've searched your history and like, hey, this cat used to go to Cincinnati quite a bit. You know?
What's up with this? Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
God, I hope not. Otherwise, like, mine's going to think that I'm from Louisville.
I mean, that's not bad. That could be worse.
Well, it depends. I mean, that also basically is telling your phone that you're, from Kentucky.
True.
Now you got a problem.
That's where bourbon comes from, though.
That's the best thing Kentucky has.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be something better than...
Bourbon?
Well, no, there's not.
Oh, okay. I was like, there's not possible.
But
well,
I'm
maybe.
Think of, like, what else comes from Kentucky that isn't bourbon? Or horse racing?
I mean, chicken.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
But it's not even good chicken anymore, so.
It used to be the bee's knees. Actually, I really want some fried chicken.
I had some fried chicken yesterday, actually.
Did you? You son of a... You didn't invite me?
We didn't have very much. It was like Jim stopped at
Food
Town.
Everybody's portion. It's cool.
I don't see how that helps me in this scenario, but... I mean, maybe if you bring some of that smoked queso, I would have been like, here, have the fried chicken. I can get that later.
All right, dude. I'll fire some of that shit up anytime you want. You let me know.
Man. Good shit. I don't even remember where the hell we were anymore.
Talking about how Google thinks we live in Cincinnati for some goddamn reason, despite the fact that it's supposed to have all of our background information, basically.
Kroger seems to think I live in, like, the middle of Ohio, not Columbus quite, but I forgot what city it is. But he keeps like changing my home store to that one, and I'm like, I've never logged in from this store, ever. Like I'm always, all my like pickup orders are from the same Kroger. Like I don't understand. You know,
that's why I was so confused earlier when I'm like, I pulled up the
wait a minute
I was looking for.
Isn't
and I was
Kroger?
Like, it says they have 5 in Noah.
Isn't Kroger from Cincinnati?
Conspiracy.
Oh shit! Now I'm gonna look like Charlie. I'm gonna look like Charlie in Always Sunny with the red strings everywhere.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what threw me off, because it was like, oh, according to their website, it says there's 5 in stock, and then I looked at the store, and I was like, what the fuck?
It's just a short drive to Cincinnati.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I said to Michelle.
Yeah.
Like, well, we can get the ones we need. We just got to drive to Cincinnati.
Right.
Be
It
a
is
nice little
amazing.
roadie for a Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, really, you could. I wouldn't want to necessarily go there and back in the same day.
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
we didn't have dogs in the house, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Could go down there and, I don't know.
terrorize Jason Brigger.
Not worth it.
Just drive by, honk the horn.
That would be funny. Actually, the thing to do would be to go there, do things in the city, and just keep sending him the pictures, but never respond when he, like, if he texts you, is like, hey, what are you doing? Why aren't we meeting up? You just keep.
Just spreading corona. That's all I'm doing.
Well, that's fair. Well, then he'd probably be thankful you didn't meet up with him.
That's true.
Because nobody wants that.
Nobody wants the Rona.
Nope. Indeedly doodly.
Well, I mean, if you look at what's going on in our country, it seems like everybody wants it.
I mean,
fucking idiots.
I mean, you ain't wrong. I did a lengthy rant on Crazy Life this week about this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting dumber.
Yeah. Sure
It's
do.
like, you know, it's like Future So Bright, you know, getting good grades. Future So Bright, I don't wear shades. It's like, you know, and it's only getting better, but it's only getting dumber.
Yeah. Seriously. The shades that they're referring to in this version of the song are like lampshades on their head.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro.
Rona goddamn outfits or whatever.
Oh, people.
Yeah.
You know, actually,
Anywho.
it's funny because,
What's up?
not to get into the whole, like, I don't want to get into the whole thing again, but I just found it humorous that it's like, you know, I mentioned to you before when I've looked at, like, News of the Weird and Not the Onion and whatever on Reddit, looking to see if there's any stories kind of, you know, tickle my cockles or anything. And there's so many that it's like every one of them seems to be about this kind of thing and just people being dumb, but not in a way that I want to laugh at.
Yeah.
Just in a way that I'm just like, come on, we're better than
What
this.
the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why, you know, last week I had quite a few things because I kind of danced around, you know, the Corona stuff for the most part as far as the stories went. There was, one or two that had to do with it, but it was like, it's not easy. It's really difficult now.
Well, because, you know, it's everywhere,
Yeah.
literally.
It is, I know.
You know, and it's like,
Oh, speaking of things that are not the Rona, though, that that brought a smile to my face, at least,
yes, sir.
was, did you see Gary Larson put out a couple new Far Sides?
I did see that.
Ah,
Pretty-
man.
Pretty dope.
I mean, they're not his best work, but it was still nice to have that voice back.
Yeah, it's refreshing just to see that artwork even, too.
Well, it's really cool, too. Did you read his little, like, here's why I'm back kind of thing?
No. I did
No,
not.
it was pretty cool, actually, because he said, you know, when he retired, he was tired of doing, like, the strip for a deadline. That basically, like, his joy in it was pretty much kind of sapped, you know?
Right.
And,
Makes sense.
right, well, he recently got an iPad, and he started learning how to draw on the iPad. So he said he found very quickly that by doing digital art, because all your tools are right there, which for anyone who's not an artist, one of the worst parts about being an artist is you will literally stay broke just buying your supplies.
Yeah. I was going to say crippling debt.
Oh my God. And yeah, if you go to school, there's that as well. But you can spend the money on an iPad or a tablet of some sort and a drawing device for the thing. And that's it. You have literally about any marker, crayon, pencil, like whatever basically you want at your disposal, and you can create your own brushes and textures and blah blah blah, right? So you have all of these things at your disposal. So I can totally understand, and you can go anywhere with it. You don't have to sit at home to do your work. You can literally go sit out looking at a sunset while you're working on it, or stare at traffic, or whatever it is you like to do. And strip club, right? So he's kind of found a new love for art, and that basically, he's been like, hey, I know the art's going to be a little bit rough because I'm learning, but it's not going to come out necessarily regularly. Just whenever he feels like it and stuff. But I'm like, you know what? It just warmed me up a little bit to just have that back, because that was one of those comic strips that when it ended, much like Calvin and Hobbes, it kind of felt like a piece of your childhood kind of went with it,
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh.
Even though there's tons of amazing content that are evergreen and hold up really well,
Yeah.
And hell, Calvin and Hobbes seems to get smarter with age. I don't know how, but it seems, I think as I get older, the philosophy part of it seems to really ring true more and more,
It's got lots of layers.
Layers, right. Like an onion. Yeah. Or an ogre. Yeah.
Or parfait.
Or parfait. Everybody loved parfait. Who doesn't love parfait? So anyway, yeah, that was, but if anyone out there, if you want to go check out the new strips, it's, I believe it's just thefarside.com, and off.
I think so.
Toward the top, it says like new stuff or something like that. So enjoy. It's a nice couple minute break.
Have you recently looked at the comics on the paper?
Yeah, because, I pack stuff when I sell eBay stuff, and, I use newspaper a lot of times. So every once in a while I'll grab the air quote funnies.
Seems like they're pretty terrible.
I haven't really read most of them, but it's amazing to me it's sad to me how much, I know newspapers are dying and everything, but it just saddens me how much smaller the funny section is than it used to be. Because it used to be like a full fold plus an insert.
Yeah.
And now I think it's just like, I don't think it has the insert anymore. I think it's just the fold.
It's just the one folded sheet.
Right. And the pages are smaller in our newspaper now. So, there's probably one or two less.
I'm an old man. I pick up the Sunday paper every other week or so.
Careful doing that. It might pull your back.
I didn't do it this week.
Actually, you don't have to worry about it as much now. It's not like it used to be. Not when we were young with strapping young backs and lugging newspapers around on Sundays.
Fuck yeah, bro. But it's just not that funny anymore.
Yeah.
Like I went through and I read them, and I remember reading them. I was like, and maybe it's because I was a dumb kid and I'm a little more jaded and cynical now.
That's probably a lot of it.
Yeah. My humor is a lot darker.
That I actually think is probably a lot of it right there.
But it's just like I didn't even crack a smile flipping through it. It's like, really, this is what they're presenting as the quote unquote funnies.
I'll tell you, there's a couple that I found on Instagram that I follow, and one is called Stuffed, the comic, and the other is what's it called? Crabgrass, I believe it is. And Crabgrass is about like just two little kids that are best friends and them just getting into hijinks and whatnot. And I love it. I'm always excited when the dude puts up new ones. Like the one kid gets a brand new pair of what's supposed to be like Air Jordans, basically.
Right.
And the other kid's like, or he wants a new pair of shoes, and his mom's like, I'm not getting you new shoes till your old ones are wore out. So him and his friend go through and just do everything they can to wear his shoes out so he can get the new pair of shoes, right? So he gets the new shoes, and then the other kid's like, come on, let's go run and do kid things. And the kid's like, what? And get my shoes dirty? So it's it has a lot of kind of a Calvin and Hobbes-ish feel to it, and it reminds me kind of you and I and the shit we would do just as best friends, as children.
Check it out then.
Yeah, it's a fun. Both of them are pretty fun. The other one's like a little girl, and she has like a variety of stuffed animals, and she has a very active imagination. So like she'll. They'll be in scenarios to where like, she has one that's a dragon, and of course it's a fierce dragon or whatever, even though it's just this stuffy of a dragon that's basically
Right.
super nice to the other stuffies. It's just totally not that and whatever. But it's a fun one to read too.
Very good. Yeah, I do know that internet comics, because they're a little more, they can be a little more edgy.
Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah.
So there's a lot of life out there in that. Like my
Totally.
kids read them. I know Jeannie used to read them.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I used to read a lot of them, and I'm sad to say that I've gotten away from it. But I actually was thinking about it the other day because I'm like, God, I miss reading some of the ones that I used to, but now I got to try to remember what ones I read and whether or not they're still being made. Because, there's a lot that, the shelf life on some of these, because, of money and different stuff, a lot of times, artists have to move on. So.
Right.
But there's some out there like PvP, I think, is still going. I'm pretty sure Penny Arcade is still going, and I used to dig those. And of course, like, what was that one called? Shoot, I can't think of it. Where it's like the stick figure guys. It's really Cyanide and Happiness.
Oh,
I
just bought one of their board games actually.
Nice.
It's called Trial by Trolley.
Yes.
Yes,
I've
I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I can't wait.
Right. So, I know there's plenty out there. Here's anyone listening, if you have any online comics that are good, hit us up with your recommendations.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a review or I don't know.
I just want to read them. I mean,
Yeah,
I enjoy
same
the
dude.
forum or the format, and like, I mean, I've always loved comics anyway, whether they're like comic books or like online comics or like the funnies, air quote and stuff, so.
Quote funnies.
Yeah. I mean, there's some that I, of course, hated every newspaper. God, there was one, was it one of the Far Side ones? Or was it something else? Where, I think it was one of the Far Sides where it shows like this real cartoony one, and these two real serious characters show up, and they were like, "Oh no, you want like Mary Worth or one of those realistic looking comics," and like pointing to the right kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, right.
I saw that when I was on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Far Side because I'm pretty sure it was when I was on the website, and I got a good chuckle out of that one because those were the
Those
comics
were
as a kid that I'm like, meh, I don't want to read Mary Worth or.
Why is a third of this page devoted to Prince fucking Valiant?
I was going to say that too. Yeah, I never got into that. It might have been a fine read. I just never cared about it, I tried reading the Spider-Man ones that were in the comics for a while, and those never really grabbed me. I don't know if it's because of the black and white or
to do a Spider-Man tale in 3 panels.
Yeah.
That takes place over a month.
Yeah, right.
No?
Yeah, when I can every month pick up, a whatever 20-page book of just of all the Spider-Man. So yeah,
It's not printed on
right.
newspaper, paper, and
But yeah, then there were the other ones like oh shit, what were they called? For Better or For Worse. Or For Better or Worse, I think it was.
yeah.
Never cared
the
for
only
that
thing
one
that
much.
fascinated me about For Better or For Worse that I did appreciate about that quote unquote funny,
Yeah.
was that the characters aged.
That I'm with you on that. I did appreciate
And
that.
I always thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that there did seem to be essentially like, hey, there's going to be an endpoint to this, probably,
Yeah. Like Beetle Bailey's still, going to the Nam or whatever.
Yeah, because it's written by like the dude's kid now, who's
Yeah,
probably
it's,
also like 60, but
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure. I'm trying to think of the next way that he's, gonna let the general get a good chuckle or something by no longer sexually harassing his secretary.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, seriously. Yep. Yeah, I remember that because just being a kid, my dad always got the Sunday paper, and whenever he did, the first thing I'm always like, give me the funnies, give me the funnies, give me the funnies.
Yep.
So yeah.
I gotta see what those dumb family circus kids are up to.
Oh, that was another one I never really cared for, but yeah. But I got to see what kind of hijinks Marmaduke done got himself into.
For sure, right? What's Haggard or Horrible doing besides getting yelled at by his wife?
Right? How much lasagna is Garfield eating, or where's he mailing Nermal to?
Damn it, Garfield. Anyway, let's get off the funny.
All right, fine. Just having such a good time, though.
I know, right?
Jeez. Anyway, yeah.
So I don't know why I was thinking about this. Yeah, when I take the dog for a walk, sometimes my brain just wanders,
Yeah.
right? But you know the classic scenario when people are like, "Bro, if I could time travel, I'd go back in time and kill Hitler as a baby,"
Yeah.
right?
Why did
I was thinking,
really quick though? Why does it have
Yeah.
to be when he's a baby? Why can't it be just before he did the atrocities? Why can't it be just as a young man? Why do we have to go kill baby? I feel
I don't
weird
know.
about killing a baby, even if it is Hitler. Teenagers,
that-
they're gonna sass you enough that you're like, you know what?
I bet you're gonna choke him out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Here's what I got, Brian.
All right.
So, like, the scenario is like, you go back in time, you kill Hitler, but what if, like, you kill Hitler as a baby?
All right. I'm
What
already
if Hitler's
picturing,
dad is like, fuck this, and then does the same shit,
or has another baby.
or has another baby.
God damn it.
But what if instead of like, they're like, all right, it's Terminator rules.
Okay.
Like, you go back in time, that's where you're stuck at,
Right.
right? What if you go back in time with the mission to kill Hitler as a baby,
hmm
but instead you just raise him right?
Well, then you significantly alter the course of history either way, I guess. So,
You just make him a good guy.
like, teach him how to be a better artist so he gets in the art school, you mean? Or
Yeah, he's just like, because you know what he's capable of if he's not.
Yeah.
So you're just there for him,
Right.
you know?
He just keeps trying to lean that way, and you're like, no.
Like, bro, let me show you how. Let's do some pottery, man.
Like, hug it out, bro. Come in. Bring it in.
You know what I'm saying, though?
It's,
Why is this not a movie?
it could be. I mean, I'm
It's
sure
probably
sci-fi
because
would
there's no way anyone can accept a movie where Hitler's kind of the good
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that's why. Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like,
That's just your
everyone's
whole
always like,
series.
we gotta go back and kill him. It's like, but what if you don't?
That's just your
Yes,
whole
but-
series is you go back in time to the biggest atrocities ever, and you're just like, come on, guys.
You just good guy him.
Yeah. You know what? I like this guy. Let's not, Genghis Khan no longer rape, pillages, and plunders, and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't know why I was thinking about that the other day when I
Yeah.
was walking the dog.
that's a good question. I don't know. I think you nailed it with because no one wants to see Hitler as a good guy.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's just because every time you hear it, it's like, yeah, we'll go back in time, we'll kill Hitler. It's like, well,
Yeah.
but what if killing him sets off someone else?
Yeah.
I guess the same could be saying with making him a decent human too.
Yeah. Could be.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I wish there was a time travel simulator that I could play with. That'd be cool.
That'd be strange.
It would be strange, wouldn't it?
See, I was just talking with my brother about this the other day when we were talking about time travel. And I was like, at this point, I just want to go like 100 years in the future and look back at now.
See what people are saying.
I just want to see what people are saying about us. The way we look back at like the 20s
Yeah, right.
or whatever, and I mean the 1920s,
Yeah.
I'd love to go 100 years in the future or whatever and just look back and go, or
They elected that guy?
what's going on. Yeah. Just so many things. Because think about it this way, right? Like if you had taken the flu of 1918 and 5 years ago shown that to most people, they would have been like, how could people not wear masks? It's the dumbest thing. Dirt, right? But now, as soon as it's presented to us, you have a big divide on it.
It's true.
It's so amazing to me that I think most people at the time would have looked back at that and been like, well, of course they made everyone wear masks. They didn't blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, yeah, but I don't want them telling me to wear them. So.
Back then, they didn't know anything about medical science. Now we do.
Right. So I'm curious how, like I said, I'm curious how 100 years from now we'll look back and see not just the political stuff, but the epidemic that's going on and all.
I'm sure they're going to
endemic.
look back and be like, man, these guys were idiots.
Yeah. As they beat their head with a rock.
Yeah.
Because somehow we've just devolved to Neanderthals again by then.
Very accurate. I watched Idiocracy.
Right.
That sweet documentary.
Yeah, right. So what else you been up to? 'Cause I can tell you something I've been doing. Go ahead.
Another thing that I noticed walking the dog today. You know what I don't trust?
Anyone?
I trust some people.
Oh, all right.
Whenever you see a dude driving around in a pickup truck, it's just full of bikes.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if that's
it's fine.
something that happens everywhere, but I see it a lot in our area, and I'm always like,
well, it's because so many people around here
are throwing out all those bikes.
They do, though. There are a lot of people who get rid of them or put them out in garage sales for like nothing. You know,
I just don't get it. It's
I
like,
don't either. Yeah.
Like every time I see a guy drive by, he's got like 6 bikes in the back of his truck. I assume every one of them is some kid going, "What happened to my bike?"
Yeah, probably.
You know,
as long as the truck doesn't have a free bike sign on it, you know, I'm probably okay with it. But if I see him driving around real slow through neighborhoods with a free bikes sign, then I don't know.
He's got weird crackly music playing.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It's the bike man. You notice there's been a lot less kids in this neighborhood recently.
I know, it's so quiet.
I mean, I ain't complaining, but yeah.
I mean, you know, I guess along those same lines, there's I try not to be rude, but I call them the white trash idiot family on my street.
All right.
Because they have a horde of children that I've typically run around shirtless, no shoes. I've seen them climbing in garbage cans, doing backflips off of garbage couches.
Wow. All right.
The yard is basically a dirt lot. It's a whole situation.
Wow. All right. Yeah.
I really think, and it kind of makes me sad, that they got their kids taken away from them.
Oh, really?
Because I haven't seen the kids run the neighborhood in weeks now.
Wow.
And like we've seen like police over at their house, and like we saw like people walking out with garbage bags of stuff, but they still live there, so they didn't get kicked out.
Maybe they had like a hoarding situation, or maybe the house was just filthy. You know?
I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, shit like that makes me sad.
Oh, sure.
But at the same time, I'm like, it's really nice not to hear these kids running around like fucking idiots all the time.
Right. Yeah, there is that bittersweetness to it. Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've almost run down one of the kids in my Jeep because they're flying in the road. You know those like big wheels that you can drift that are all the rage now?
Yeah, I wish I had one. Yeah.
There's some kid that he'll just come drifting out of nowhere. I've probably hit him almost 3 times.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
You know, and then he like gets over the curb and has the audacity to wave me through. Like, yeah, motherfucker, I got the right of way.
Well, think about it, right? I was talking with Jim here about that one day. I forgot what it was. Where we were talking about, because in the park here, the speed limit is like 15 miles an hour, right? But up by our place, there's a speed bump, and once people clear the speed bump, they'll kind of blow around the corner here, and it's dangerous. You've been through that corner out here. It's not,
for sure.
It's not a corner you really want to take fast because you don't know if someone's coming the other way.
Absolutely.
And, you know, kids, even though they're not supposed to, by the rules of this area, kids are not supposed to be out playing in the street or any of that stuff, but kids do because they're kids, you know, and adults are going to let them.
Kids.
Well, you know, and there's, you know, what are the adults like? Where are they going to take them? You know, there's a couple air quote play spaces around here, but you know how it is with your kids. It's like, I don't want to walk 2 miles to fucking, you know, when you could just like, play in the front yard.
In the house and let little Billy go out there and just take a chance of life.
Yeah, you know, learn your lesson. Learn how to dodge a car. It's an important life lesson.
Yeah. You can dodge a car. You can dodge a pedophile.
Nice. So. You know, and like I said, the kids around here, there's ones especially right across the street here that, oh my God, there used to be 3 more, but they moved. But there's still 2 across the street that they don't pay any attention to anything. Like literally my brother was backing up one day. One had a ball roll in the street and just like, it was like one of those after school specials, you know?
It goes slow-mo and black and white.
Oh yeah, you know? And the kid just comes running out. Luckily, my brother had the backup camera on. If he hadn't had that camera, he would have never seen him because the kid was so close to his vehicle. It would have been in a blind spot, basically. Yeah. So there were times that literally I've stood outside and waved somebody out because those kids are playing outside just to make sure that we see them, you know. And I was like, because here's the thing. I was like, you know, people come blowing around these corners and stuff. And I was like, even though they're right, they have the right of way. You know, the kids are not supposed to be out there, but it's like, you don't want to be the asshole who hit the kid.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to be that person, whether you have the right everything or not. Like you don't want to be the guy in the neighborhood who ran a kid over, like.
Do you know how hard it is to convince Mako to fucking pop a kid-sized dent on your fender?
Dude, if you have the money, they don't care.
That's true.
But you know what I mean? It's like, it's tough because like when you said the kid, waving you on, like he had right away, it's like they kind of do because if you don't stop, there's no win there. Even if you go, man, that kid ran out in front of me, everyone's going to be like, why didn't you stop? Like all of a sudden, like the kid ran out and you just stepped on it, It's
like, I don't know, my tire thirsted for blood.
Yeah, what can I do? Like, I pressed on the brake and it went faster. I don't know what happened.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully if they did get those kids taken away, that's with like some terms that maybe they can straighten out and get them back.
I hate to see shit like that.
I understand. Where we used to live,
I haven't seen the kids in a while, and I was like, I bet you they got kicked the fuck out of that house, and I've been waiting for like shit to just end up on the curb.
Yeah.
Because
it's like
too. Anytime I see that.
Oh yeah, right. When you go by like an apartment complex and there's someone's life,
everybody's stuff is in the yard. It's like,
it is sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, people that live by us, where we used to live, and if they had their kids taken from them, and they eventually got them back, but. It needed to happen at the time so they hit rock bottom so they could straighten their life out. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's just, as a Faja, that's something I could, I don't get to see my kids as much as I'd like to now, and they're goddamn almost adults.
Right. I was going to say, and part of that's also because of their age too. Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine them being younger than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I don't want to talk about it.
Exactly. Right. This reminds me of the Family Guy episode where Brian finds out he has a son, and they're sitting around at the Clam, and they're all like, Brian, what would happen if whatever happened to your kid? And he's like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Like he starts tearing up and stuff, and it was kind of a funny scene, but it's like I've seen that there is that switch that flips with a lot of people once they have kids. You start picturing your kid in these scenarios that you wouldn't have done before because you didn't have a kid.
Oh yeah, it's 100% accurate. There's certain movies when certain scenes happen, I'm like, this is so fucking hard to watch.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
It's not even cool, bro.
Yeah. You're like, no, you're crying.
It's just my eyes sweating.
Yeah. It's really hot in
here.
here.
Working it out.
Yeah.
Doing eyelid curls.
Eyelid curls. Yeah. Gotta keep them eyelids looking hot.
I know,
curls
right?
for the girls, right?
Girls for the girls, baby.
Nothing women like more than strong eyelids.
Hell yeah. Yesterday, I had something I've been craving for a long time. We finally achieved.
Oh yeah.
We went out to going local here. Sorry, folks. We went out to Point Place, which is like a weird coastal community by us.
Yeah.
Fucking weirdos live out there. I'm looking at you, Kelly and Dan.
Yeah. That was why I laughed when you said that.
Yeah. But because there's one of Michelle's friends lives out there, and she was having a baby shower, which originally was going to be a party, but the new governor stuff happened, no gatherings. Right. It was basically show up, drop off the presents, say congrats, and leave.
So I'm assuming you just rolling, stop it through, wing it out over the top like you're Kareem doing a sky hook. Yeah.
But so, we, went out there, and then we're leaving, and, Michelle's like, one of us was like, man, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah.
And when she showed me where the house is at, I was like, oh, that's right by this Mexican place out there. It's really good.
Oh, really? I didn't even know there's a Mexican place out there.
I know. Well, it's owned by the El Camino chain of restaurants.
Okay.
So it's called like La Chalupa or something.
Oh man, I hope you're right, because if not, oh boy.
Yeah, it's definitely something Chalupa.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah. But so she's like, there's that taco place, and I'm like, if you're cool with sitting outside, I'm cool with it, because they got a patio.
Yeah.
And we pulled up, and there was like 2 old ladies sitting out there, and that was it. So we sat on the patio and had tacos, and I had some beer, and it was like, because I've been craving tacos and beer on a patio. Like ever since it's gotten hot, it's like, that's all I want. And we haven't been able to do it.
Yeah.
Because, the Rona.
Mm-hmm. exactly.
So yeah, I got a couple Dos Equis, had some delicious street tacos. It felt amazing. And the sun was out. I actually kind of felt like I was on vacation.
Yeah.
Like I sent a picture to, a friend of mine who she moved away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, miss you guys, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, where are you? Because the picture I took, you can't see. I was like, we're just in we're at Point Place right now. We're nowhere special.
I'm in a nondescript Mexican locale.
Well, yeah, because it was sunny out and it looked very vacation-y, you know?
Right. Yeah, not typically vacation-y is not necessarily a word for this area, so.
No, not really. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, that felt good, man.
Yeah, I bet.
Because every day I drive by that place up the road, and they got that little patio. I'm like, but it's always packed. I don't want to sit out there.
That's what I'm seeing. Like even the other night I went by again. One of them is local. But anyways, one's a Mexican place and one's right by Applebee's. I'm sure you know where I'm talking about on Alexis.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, thank you. Oh boy,
I think that's how you do it.
So I went by there. And both places' parking lots were full.
Packed.
And I'm like, how can you have full parking lots? And, and I looked in the patio on the, at Cinco de Mayo, looked pretty full, and I'm like, cause it's like, I'm like, cause I'm like you, it's like, I miss us doing that. Cause you and I always would do that in the nice weather and stuff too. We get together once in a while, have a couple drinks. Hit wherever.
Outside, have some food.
Right. Now, this is not the best summer for it for me because the ungodly heat we've had most days, but
it's been pretty hot.
But most of the time, we'd figure something out. So yeah, it's like I miss doing that too, but it's like not with that many people at these places. And it's hard to find a place that isn't that way because people go to one and go, well, it's full. They go to the next one. Oh, it's full. So, it's just trickle down. Like everybody's busy. Everyone with a patio seems to be busy right now. So, which is, I'm glad for them. I'm glad they're doing business, but I'm not going to go into it. Yeah. I don't want any part of it.
Yeah. And that's kind of how I felt. Cause this Mexican place in the Point, it's not in the Point proper. It's almost in Michigan.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of off the beaten path, and that's why I was kind of like, well,
those are going to be your best options.
Good,
probably.
Well, I was praying. I'm like, sweet baby Jesus, are you listening? I don't know. I know I don't ask you stuff very often, but if you could do me just one favor.
And he reached down and was like, bueno.
Bueno. Yeah, because I was so into, I don't know how many times in the past couple of weeks that's what I told her. Like, all I want to do is go have some tacos and have some cold beer.
Those tacos you had look legit too. I saw that picture.
They were so good, dude.
They
were so good.
You know what it is? That's part of I think what I miss is that the people I live with, they don't search the same cuisine you search for. You know what I mean? Like you always are like, let's find legit places to eat.
Oh yeah.
And that I miss that so damn much. I miss like if we're gonna go out to eat, let's go get some good food. Let's get
some good ass food.
Yeah, not we're going to fill in the blank fast food again.
Right,
it's like damn it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was so excited about that.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, I probably sound like a broken record around the house.
Probably.
Because, like we did taco night last week, and she's like, well, here you go. I'm like, no. I'm like,
it's not the same. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have cold beer and tacos that I made.
Right.
I want to sit down and have someone bring me tacos.
Right. It's all about having someone bring you stuff.
Yeah, and bring me an ice cold bottle with a lime slice in the end of it.
And they bring you more when you're running out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
like
great.
I finished my first beer, and the lady's like, she's like, would you like another beer? I'm like, yes, this bottle is super defective. She's probably heard that joke 8 million times.
I'm sure she's never heard it. Yeah.
But I was so excited. I used the old, my bottle's broken joke.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you've been storing them up.
That's true.
It's like, dad jokes got to get out of you at some point. You can't just, they can't just stay in you. You can't just hold them, like the first chance that you get, they just come flying out whether you want them to or not.
I mean, I'm probably saying them in my sleep like a wet dream.
That's probably true. Michelle's like, are you okay? And you're like, no, I'm dead.
classic.
No.
Oh, classic.
Right.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I keep seeing the, like whenever, like you post stuff like that, not just you, I've seen other people doing it too, and I'm like, God damn it, I want to go do that. Like, I miss real food so much. Like that kind of stuff. Like I said, that we used to go seek out, or some legit barbecue, or whatever. It's just and there's nothing wrong with what you make or I make. That food's fine, but it's just like you said. There's just something different about having someone bring it to you, and
and they got their own little thing. The flavors are different.
Yeah, right.
And, I mean, it's even like we got some pizza. We're like, man, pizza sounds good. And we're doing some grocery shopping, so we got like frozen pizza from Aldi, which was delicious.
Yeah, they're
For
fine.
Frozen pizza, it was really
they're
good.
pretty good. Yeah,
but I would much rather go get a couple slices from Stubborn Brothers.
Right. Exactly. Or Rockies even.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I would rather live life a little more. The problem with that Rockies is, their patio is.
Oh no, I would in no way
suspect
advocate.
As fuck.
I would in no way advocate
At
us
least
going
Stubborn
there.
Brothers has got a pretty big outdoor area.
Well, like I said before, worst case scenario, we just get a couple slices and sit out in the parking lot.
Fuck yeah, I'd do that. It'd be like a tailgate.
Hell yeah. Like, hey, let's get a couple of them tall boys to go.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Brian. I've considered going actually this week might not be bad. We go look into it. That J&G's Pizza in Sylvania. Go in there, get some slices, get some beer, and go sit somewhere because it's a Dora district.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, they actually had a dude from there on the news the other night. So
J&G's is pretty legit as fuck, too.
Yeah.
This may sound bizarre.
How bizarre?
But they have a dill pickle pizza, and it's amazing.
It's funny. After we had up at the Mitten, when we had that hot dog pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And what was that other one? The teriyaki? No, not teriyaki.
It was Thai peanut.
Thai peanut, thank you.
Because of the Thai cob pizza.
Yes.
Yeah.
After us trying those, I'm more open to
fucked up pizzas.
Let me try it. Yeah,
Yeah, that hot dog pizza was delicious.
I know. That's why I said after that. And don't get me wrong, place right up the street here, Vito's. They have one with the Tony Paco's dog. I don't know if you ever had one of those. Those are decent pizzas too.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Blew me away a little bit because the stuff on it when they were like, "Yo, well, there's mustard," and I'm like, "What?" No hot lettuce though.
No, they don't know what they're missing.
If you didn't already have El Tigre, hot lettuce would probably be your nickname.
It's true. That's my street name. That's when I'm slinging weed.
Yeah,
and down by the dorms.
Sure. Hot lettuce. That's right. That's your weed truck. It's your dispensary truck. Yeah. Hot lettuce.
Well, I mean, tonight, I was like, I'm making stuffed peppers. I'm like, I was going to do some sort of Asian situation.
Yeah.
And that was Michelle. That was her idea. She's like, how about cheeseburger ones? I'm like, I've never done that.
Yeah. Sure.
Fucking delicious, man.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I've done, I know you've done them, I think too, where you do pizza ones or whatever else. Green pepper holds so much stuff without interfering with the flavor or altering what you're going for that,
Yeah, I just added some stuff to the meat, make it a little more cheeseburgery, and it was cut up onions and pickles for a garnish.
Yeah.
It was good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I could totally see getting into that for sure.
It's tasty.
I did Sloppy Joe ones one time. That were pretty good. And then another time I did, because I had this recipe I saw on the Food Network. It was for barbecue Sloppy Joes, where you basically make them instead of using not that I use Manwich, but you use a barbecue sauce base instead of just a tomato-y kind of base. Right. And those were pretty good. And I had the same thing, that one, and some cheese over the top. Did some red onion slice over the top.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, that's why I'm with you on that. Like that, I'm totally down. And it is one of those few ways that I can get people around here to, eat something and not have to have bread.
Fair enough. Got you.
I mean, listen, I'm one of them too. If you're like, yo, I want a cheeseburger. When I picture a cheeseburger, I don't picture anything other than
wrap.
Not at all. Like if I'm going to have a cheeseburger, I want it with all the fixings and, just give it to me classic style on a, but not like a plain bun, like brioche or something like that. Give me something that's or a pretzel bun,
I'm not mad at hamburger salad. I'll be honest.
I forgot
I've done
about
it more than
hamburger
once.
salad. I remember that when you talked about it on here, going to McDonald's, getting the hamburger salad.
Yeah. Well, Bar 145, you can just get it like that.
That's
no
crazy.
bun. They just serve it on a salad.
It makes sense.
That's perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
the first time going to Chipotle when, after I remember going there and getting the burritos and you were like, bro, you can get them in a bowl instead. And I was like, what?
Mind blown.
I mean, I still get rice, so it's not like it's low carb or anything, but it's still like cool because it's easier to eat than trying to pick up that gigantic burrito that falls apart.
Yeah, you're trying to eat basically like a newborn baby.
That's terrifying. It's like trying
I'm not
to.
saying straight from the womb.
Well, no, I know that, but it's literally almost like eating it diaper first.
I mean, accurate.
So anyway, Ooh.
I saw. I mean, you said diaper, and it just made me think of this lady. I saw the weirdest people at Speedway the other day.
Yeah.
There's just two women. First off, they had a sign right on the door: "No masks, no entry." Do you think
Yeah.
these ladies had masks on?
Of course not. Yeah.
Hard no. One lady was gigantic with her just big old floppy titties hanging out.
Hot. Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, sun's out, guns out.
I mean, I guess.
Does something rhyme with torpedoes? I mean,
No.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, and then her friend was basically built like my mic stand, right?
Yeah.
And she had on these little shorty shorts, like just shorter than the Stay Salty shorts that Heno got.
That's pretty short.
And it just looked like she had a load of shit in the back of them.
That is unfortunate, and I've seen that with different stuff, men and women alike. It just seems like there's certain styles of pants that really do make somebody look like they just got a load in their pants, and not in the best way,
No.
not up front,
It was just, I mean, if they were standing next to each other, it would have looked like the letter 10. That's how they were built. It was so weird, letter.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The number 10.
The letter 10.
And then, and then the big ladies yelling across the store at the thin one about checking for ice cream. It was like a whole situation was going on in there. I watched some lady get into a karate stance because some guy got too close to her. I'm like, what am I doing in here?
Well,
I'm just trying to buy a stupid low carb Monster and buy some gasoline and get the fuck out of here.
Aren't they the same thing?
Well, one's gasoline for my brain.
Oh, okay. I was like, why didn't you just...
I was tired after work.
Just stand at the pump and pull the old, one for you, one for me move,
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. It's like that video of the lady putting gas in a plastic bag.
Oh, God, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Have you ever watched that video all the way through?
No.
She double bags that shit.
Well, I mean, safety first.
Like, I've always seen her fill the one bag, and
oh, my God.
I saw it this morning, and she actually double bagged it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, people are very special.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know. That Speedo is full of just some characters.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, I guess most gas stations are.
Well, I love my nephew sent me a meme the other day that said something about like at Walmart face coverings are required, but pants are still optional. It shows a dude where his ass is like completely hanging out of his pants.
Yep. There you go.
And I was like, that's accurate as fuck. Because every time I go in Walmart, there's at least one person whose ass won't fit their pants.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't mean like you see their drawers. I mean like ass hanging out.
Yeah, exactly. Like cheek. There's cheek meat.
Oh man, deep cleavage going on.
Oh boy, you should start winging pencils at it.
Yeah, like if they squat, they could whistle. You know what I mean? Like
that is a problem.
Like, oh boy. And it's not always like big people either. That's the thing. Like with big people, at least I get it with us. A lot of, especially like us guys, where a lot of us wear our pants below our belly. So, the further down your belly goes, it wants to push down your pants,
Right.
But I'm talking like, I see like slim people too, that their ass is just out. And I don't even understand it. I don't know
how you don't feel that breeze.
Maybe they like the breeze. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like
they call me the breeze.
They're like, this is the Walmart. No one cares in here. And they're right. Because nobody ever is like...
That is accurate as fuck.
Nobody's ever
You're
like, cover your ass.
At that point.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Like I said, nobody's like, hey, cover your ass. No one cares.
Yeah, no one gives a shit.
It's weird. I don't know. It's a whole different... it's like going to a foreign country. Like, I don't understand your customs. You know, like
Yeah, like apparently I need to expose my asshole to everybody.
like I'm doing my best to fit in, but I don't understand your customs. So,
Yeah.
and I don't have a Walmart to Civilized, so to find out, how to behave.
It's true. It's true. Maybe we need to do an expedition to a Walmart, and we need like a Walmart translator. Kind of like an old-timey Old West expedition.
That would be funny.
Yeah. It's like the Oregon Trail, but it ends at Walmart.
Right, like we're just tourists walking through Walmart.
That would actually be pretty funny.
I have to imagine people from other countries that come over here and go to Walmart, it's got to be so damn weird. Because of how people behave.
There's Walmarts everywhere now, though.
I know, but it's like, but the people in the other countries aren't Americans in Walmart.
That's true. That's fair.
So I don't know if it's the same as going on a safari. Like here, it literally is like going on a safari. You don't know what you're going to see. There's probably some rando wildlife.
Yeah.
There's danger because you never know, somebody's going to just go crazy over having to wait in line or whatever it is. So, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Like I said, in certain areas, it's like going to the county fair,
Yeah. We're talking the animal part.
Sure. Yeah. And the sideshows and
one of my big regrets when I went to Mexico last year
was you didn't go to a Walmart.
In Cancun, they had a Costco.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of wanted to go just to check it out.
Just see what they have there that's different, because I'm sure they have different stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah. But we ended up not going.
It would be interesting to go see what they have in giant vats there instead.
Yeah,
if it's the same stuff or if it's different stuff,
Yeah, I was just like genuinely curious. I was like, oh, I have a fucking Costco here? Because we're trying to, before we left, because you can't, it's X amount of ounces of liquid is not allowed. And I want to do carry-on bags.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, now I got to figure out where, once we get there, I can buy sunscreen.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck, they have a Target, they have a Costco, they have a Walmart.
Right.
Everything you can imagine in Cancun.
Sure.
So
makes sense, because if nothing else, it's touristy. So, you give people creature comforts,
Yeah.
Like I was listening to a podcast last night and the guy was talking about how via Yelp, the best reviewed restaurant in Rome at one point was McDonald's. And
I unfortunately believe that.
And he goes, now I don't believe, and he's like, and no one really is going to believe McDonald's is the best restaurant in Rome, because I'm sure there's way better food, but it's because people are familiar with it. And when you're a tourist, sometimes you're looking for a taste of home or a comfort or whatever, or not even if you're a tourist, like my sister, when her husband was in the military back in the day, and they were in Sicily, they would have looked for a McDonald's because they're, where they were in kind of like an old school part of Sicily at one point. So there's no Western anything back then,
I mean, I'm not going to lie. That sounds fucking dope.
Or Eastern. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Western. Eastern.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. So she got a lot of traditional Sicilian cooking over there, but
I mean, but if you do that in any weird small town here,
yeah.
Like, cause you just like on a road trip, like, man, we can eat some food. What's a good local restaurant? You get in this town, you pull up Yelp, guaranteed in the top 3 is going to be a fast food restaurant.
Sure. And it makes sense.
People just review it. Like, oh man, it's fucking delicious.
Right.
You tried the fucking chicken nuggies? They're amazing. Because people are idiots.
I'm more of a chicken fingies kind of guy, but.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Totally understand.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, it does. It makes sense though, because if more people go there and they review it, then, of course it seems more popular, but it's not necessarily the best place to eat because.
No, but it's the most popular on Yelp.
Most popular, yeah.
Speaking of Yelp, I don't really use Yelp anymore, right?
Right.
For some reason lately, I keep getting notifications from one person that I don't even know when they check into restaurants.
That's weird.
I know. It's like, you're a friend, and it's like Rashid something.
Yeah.
Checked into some like Japanese restaurant. I'm like, how do you know who this person is? And every day I'm getting notifications from them.
Is it possible? Because I've never really used Yelp much as far as like the actual like login or whatever. Can someone friend you if you don't friend them back?
It's been so long since I've.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
You know, because I was like, well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a one-way friendship.
Maybe.
know,
Because there was one, I think I talked about it on the show a while ago. There was one time I was like, I'm going to become a Yelper.
Yeah.
And I like did reviews and shit of places, you know, and I got some votes. People thought my shit was funny.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped.
Right.
You know, because who cares?
Right.
That's ultimately what it came down to. I'm like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, especially like now after you hear how Yelp games these small business owners and stuff, and it's fucking bullshit. You know, like I have no want to support Yelp anyway. But
yeah, like I mean, I should just delete it. Honestly, I don't use it. If I want to find somewhere to eat, I use Google Maps now.
Yeah.
You know, restaurants, and it pulls up everything around me, and then I can peruse.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a pre-made list. Like, oh well, the number one rated restaurant around here is McDonald's.
Well, and like you said, it's like, you know, with like I was just saying, you know, with Yelp, it's like they literally, like, if people don't play ball with Yelp, they've sabotaged businesses to make it look like their stuff isn't as good, or they'll move them way down the listings, or, you know, it's like, man, we might miss out on something really good because of this bullshit, you know?
Right,
so
exactly.
Yeah, fuck Yelp.
Yeah, fuck you, Yelp. You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
Alexa, delete Yelp.
You're dead to us. So, to give my my Avatar update for the week, I'm about 8 episodes into the 3rd season, and there's, I think 22 in this season. There's a couple more, so, you know, I'm about a third of the way through. Yeah. And I gotta say,
still ahead of me.
There's a couple things. There's a couple of the episodes in this season that I don't think are their best work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really sad that clearly, you know, with Mako dying during the run of the show, they hit a certain point where, you know, spoilers, he's basically silent, and man, do I miss his character.
Yeah, I know.
You know, because I saw in one of them where there was some talking, and I'm like, that sounds different. And then when I looked, I'm like, oh, this must be where they ran out of recordings. Because I think he actually died, like when obviously in the 2nd season, they have that one at the end that said in honor of Mako.
In honor of Mako,
you know, and he died around that point. So it was, you know, but they had probably the whole season recorded, and probably a little into the next season. They were probably recording the next season, and we're a few episodes in when he died. So it was, you know, it's kind of a shame, but I thought they dealt with it well. The way the story worked to kind of keep him quiet is really good.
Yeah.
You know, but I was, you know, it's like, oh, because, you know, it's just a reminder of it. But there was something I noticed that I didn't notice before, which explains a whole lot to me, which is a lot of the voice acting on the show is really good. There's some of it that's weird or whatever, but a lot of it's really good. And then I saw in one of the episodes who does the voice casting, and it's Andrea Romano, who did Batman the Animated Series and various other shows, and she's so good at her job. So I was like, that explains some things, why some of the characters are perfect.
There's a voice in Avatar that I didn't know was portrayed by the actor doing it until because I was looking up there because we're watching. And it was Michelle. She was like, I know this guy's voice. It's the guy, and she told me these different movies. And I'm like, all right, let's pull it up.
Was it Robert Patrick?
Huh?
Was it Robert Patrick?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember. It was some other dude.
He's in season 3 in one of the episodes. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
But the fact the voice of Firelord Ozai.
Oh yeah.
Do you know who it is?
No, I don't. I don't think I ever looked.
It's Mark Hamill.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did because
I was like, God damn it, he's in everything.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That's a good pick.
I know, right? I was like, God damn, Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That explains it, though, because when I heard his voice the first time, I was like, this sounds familiar, and then, you know, I didn't pay much attention to it, but in season 3, there's an episode where I just watched where he talks a lot, and since he talks, you know, or not a lot, but more, and when he's talking more, and I'm like, okay, you know, That's right, because I looked it up, because I'm like, I know who this is, but I couldn't figure out who it was.
Yeah, that's the one thing I love about watching animated
Which-
shows. I do that so much.
I
I'm
do
like,
too.
God, I know this voice.
Yeah. Well, I always try to figure it out.
Oh,
And-
same.
Yeah, and that's the one with Robert Patrick. Like, when I heard his voice, and I'm like, are you into season 3 yet?
No, we're close.
Well, you've seen it, so I'm not
I've
spoiling
seen
anything for you.
Yeah, you'd only spoil it for Michelle if she listens to the podcast,
Well-
but she does occasionally.
Okay, well, Michelle, if you're listening, fast forward a few seconds. The episode where Sokka learns sword fighting,
Oh yeah,
the
right.
the master is Robert Patrick. And
Oh, fair
when I
enough.
heard his voice, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I know who that is, and it's just like, about 20 minutes, so almost through the whole episode, and then finally it was like, that's Robert Patrick, I bet. And then I looked, and I'm like, yep, because that's what I try to do, see if I can figure it out, and if I can't, then I'll look it up. But I was like,
Yeah.
interesting.
Like because we're in the middle. Like the episode we just watched today was where the shows everything that happened to Appa.
Oh man,
Right,
that's a heavy episode.
it's a heavy episode.
Great episode, but heavy episode.
But so you know about where I am in season
Yeah,
2.
okay. You're almost done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the leader of the I can't remember his name off the top of my head now, but the leader of the Dai Li.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, Long Feng.
Yeah, Long Feng, the
Yeah.
cultural ambassador, Long Feng.
Wait.
When we first got introduced, I was like,
Oh yeah.
oh, I know this guy's voice. And
Yep.
I'm like, who is it? I'm like, wait, he was the detective in Detroit Become Human. He's the drill sergeant in Starship Troopers.
He's also the Lex Luthor in the Superman animated series.
Oh yeah, you are correct.
Yep, and it's Clancy Brown.
Yep, and I like looked him up. I'm like, aha, I knew it was this guy because
Yep.
I actually just watched Starship Troopers like 3
Oh,
weeks
nice.
ago.
He's been in a ton. He's been in a ton of stuff. But again, connection to Andrea Romano, because he did various voices on Batman the Animated Series too.
And I'm assuming she did the voice.
I think
work
so.
on that.
The same with Hamill. Hamill obviously, worked
Yeah.
on both. So that's one of the things I've been kind of curious about was like, are there other, and there are some of the other people like D. Bradley Baker, who does the voice of Appa and some of the animals on the show. He's done voices on some of the stuff she's cast. So, she very much knows what she's looking for. And again, Mako as Uncle Iroh, or not Iroh. Yeah, Iroh, right?
Yeah.
That couldn't be better. That was a perfect casting. That guy's so good as that. So I'm very,
It's-
very happy with him.
With the voice of Appa, by the way, of the episode we just watched, because we got the closed captioning on.
I do too.
That one part when it just says growls confusedly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh. It just made me laugh.
I love like one I just watched last night. It's where Sokka gets the messenger hawk, and and when him and Aang go into town, and they leave Momo, Appa, and Hawkeye. And, and Aang's like, Appa's in charge, and then Momo and Hawkeye start getting into it, and, and they all just, like, the other
Oh,
two
shit.
just like, oh, shit, I love how well they use the character that literally doesn't do anything but growl, even though there are different inflections in it, of course,
Yeah.
but...
There's definitely, you could tell there's between an angry growl and just like a
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or when he's happy to see, like Sokka or whatever, So yeah, like I said,
Well, I mean,
couldn't
once
enjoy the
again,
show more. Although again,
people are probably sick of us talking about it, but
Yeah.
it's probably one of the greatest animated series ever.
yeah, it's one of
come
my
up with.
favorites for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily one of my favorites. And like I was telling you, it's like I'm in that final season, and I'm as I get closer, I'm feeling more and more like like, oh man, I don't want it to stop, but
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'd
Clearly,
say,
the way the
worst
story
comes
starts-
first,
Hmm?
Legend of Korra.
oh yeah, I'll probably watch that afterwards too. So,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? It's still the idea that it's like, I know obviously with the story they're telling, there has to be maybe not technically an endpoint, even though I know there is, because this is an older series, but like it has to. Although this will get me set up for when Netflix does their live action series. So,
Right.
and
So, yeah,
which
our
makes me
move
very
is-
nervous.
Yeah, I know. Because our move is we're going to watch the series,
Yeah.
and then we're going to watch the abomination, The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it. She has not.
I have not seen all of it. I've seen parts of it. So, yeah. I just remember people being really mad at it.
Yeah,
So,
there's reasons.
I'm sure there is.
Especially because as much as I could tell you're enjoying the series,
Mhm.
if you sit down and watch The Last Airbender, you're probably gonna feel like everyone else did and just go, "What the fuck is this?"
I kind of feel like we should do an enthusiast on that.
Oh, that's a good
Or,
idea.
or something. We haven't done a movie review in a while. Be a good one to,
That's
and
true.
it's
That's
a
true.
shitty
Well,
movie.
yeah.
So.
Well, let us finish the series,
Yeah.
and then
Right on. Well, I'm not that much further than you guys. You guys
No,
are only
so
like 2 episodes from season 2 ending, I
and
think.
honestly, if me being on vacation this week, we'll probably,
Yeah. And like I
bang
said,
through some.
I'm only 8 through season 3, so I'm not that far ahead of you.
Apparently, it works every time.
Yeah. So, you know what else I've done this week? Last night I just started. I loaded this a while ago, which was
Call
forever.
of Duty update.
Fuck that. No. Long time ago, you mentioned that you used to play a game on your phone called Gems of War, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And, I downloaded it on my phone. If I played it, it's maybe once. Just because I played the Marvel one that's a match 3 kind of game, and I play the wrestling one that's a match 3, so it's like, I already got a lot of match 3 going on. Plus, I have Magic on my phone. It's like, so I just kind of never. Anyway,
good.
I had a couple bucks left on my Xbox account that were going to expire, and I was looking, and I think they had Gems of War, and it was like, I think it was like $2. So I'm like, I'll throw it on my Xbox because I want them just sitting around. If I want something kind of relaxing, that'll be a great type of game for it. Man, I was digging into that game hard last night. I played God knows how many quests and whatnot.
Yeah,
So,
unlocking cities and shit.
yeah,
and-
there's still a lot that I'm not completely sure of, and I really wish I could figure out how to get into a menu where I could change the aspect ratio again, because when they first did it to where you set it, everything looked fine. But now that the game is loaded up, a lot of the stuff's way off to the sides to where I can't see it real well. So I'd like to shrink the screen just a little bit so that I can,
that
picture.
sounds like a problem.
So I'll have to look up how to do that within the game because I can't do it for the Xbox. I don't think that's going to help. I think I have to do it within the game,
I haven't played that game in a long time.
But I've enjoyed it. It's nothing, it's nothing
solid.
crazy. It's like one of the, like, if you like Puzzle Quest, you'll like this. It's basically very similar to, because it's made by the same people.
The big thing I liked about that game when I was playing it hardcore, is you didn't have like lives. Like you didn't have like 5 plays and you got to wait a day.
Yeah.
You just could play, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
That was one of the things I was afraid of last night because there was one of the ones I went against and I lost twice. And I was like, ooh, I wonder how many lives I have left. Because all the match 3 games pretty much seem to give you lives, and,
Yeah.
you only
exactly.
have this many health packs or whatever. And this one didn't. So I was quite happy with that because that allowed me to just keep on playing.
Yeah, that's
So-
like I actually have been playing the Magic the Gathering one again.
Yeah.
Which I haven't played in so long. There's so many things that came out since the last time I played that
Oh,
all
yeah.
my decks suck now.
Oh, yeah, probably. That makes sense. I haven't played in forever.
So because it's like once upon a time at work, I used to sit with people and we would bullshit on break. Now everyone's social distance, so
Yeah.
I just sit by myself. It's
Right.
so I started playing games on my phone again.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I should just invest in like a Switch Lite or something. That'd be dope.
Yeah, right? That's a good move.
But that's like $300, so maybe not.
Find a Nintendo DS or something.
One of those old Tiger Electronics games.
Or that. Yeah, there you go.
Sick. Street Fighter 2. Ryu versus Guile. Sick.
You'd love it.
I mean, for like 5 seconds, I'll probably love
Yeah,
it.
then
Just
you'd
for
be
the
like,
nostalgia factor.
Yeah, they're like, all right, enough of this shit. Well, that's why I mentioned getting like a DS or something, because you get like Mario Kart or something on there, and
That's true.
You
That's
know.
true.
those kind of games.
Ugh, man.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's a good point.
So let's see. Do you have other stuff for the week?
I
got a
mean,
couple
as for the
things.
week, no, I have one news story
All right.
that caught my eye.
Okay.
And I originally had the original news story pulled aside, but apparently now I have a follow-up.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard about, Brian, the German Rambo?
No.
Okay. So when I first saw this, it was a picture I saw on Imager, and it was all these cop cars around the Black Forest in Germany.
Yeah.
And there was a guy in the woods evading police. And evading police to the point he was evading thermal detectors on helicopters, trained dogs, everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And they're calling him the German Rambo.
Okay.
And because I mean, I'm sure you've watched Rambo First Blood, but that's basically what that movie was him taking out the fucking cops in the woods as they're coming after him.
Right,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, they caught him.
Wow.
Apparently, yeah, it was a 5-day manhunt, but they did catch him.
Yeah. Wonder what
But
mistake he made that led him to capture him.
Yeah, right?
You know, because if you evade for that long, it's like there's a good, like, or did they bring in something that's, you know, somebody finally thought outside the box and caught him, or, you know, it makes you wonder what the move was.
His name's Yves Roche.
Sure.
Said he fled into the forest in southwest Germany after threatening 4 police officers and then taking their pistols.
Wow. Jeez.
So an elite unit with helicopters, thermal detectors, and sniffer dogs were deployed to find him. More than 2,500 cops were involved in the operation.
Holy shit.
Right?
Like, how the hell did he avoid those dogs?
I don't know.
I'm sure, like, they probably aren't real hip to post how, you know, because then somebody else might do it.
Yeah, right.
But I'm curious how he completely, you know, because that's a lot of dogs.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of people. I mean, that's a lot of people to not be able to find him if they're all combing the area.
5 days.
Yeah.
And it said he eventually was found hiding in a bush with 4 handguns and an axe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So why did it begin? Suspicious man hanging around a hut. They found him on the edge of a hut in the forest. He said he first appeared to be cooperative before he suddenly pulled out a pistol and disarmed the 4 officers. He was wearing camouflage gear.
Wow. How?
I guess
did they
he
attack
lived in
him?
the area, the forest really well.
Did they attack him like in a ninja movie? Like one at a time, and the others just stood there and did nothing? Like,
I mean, I would assume.
Because otherwise, you'd think the first time he disables one of them is going to put a couple shots in him. You know, like
you would. Well, these aren't American.
Yeah,
cops.
that's true. I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah.
If it was American cops, he would have 45 holes in him.
Yeah, I was going to say this would have lasted like 2 hours just because they would have just torched the forest or something.
We wouldn't even heard about it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so it's just like they're talking to his mom. I don't know.
Jeez.
Lengthy criminal record. He was handed a juvenile sentence for shooting a woman with a crossbow. He just sounds like and he also had child porn and explosives.
Well, because why not? Yeah.
I mean, it is Germany, I guess.
Jeez.
Yeah, it just caught my eye. The picture, the image I saw of all the cop cars. I was like, the fuck, we have to talk about this guy.
I hope they, you know, have some way of like putting him in carbonite or something like that, because otherwise I feel like he's gonna break out of jail.
I know, right?
Like, I feel like no prison can hold this guy, you know?
I mean, if you saw his mugshot, you'd be like, he looks like anybody that would have shopped at our comic shop.
Right.
Seriously.
Oh man. Wow. Well, that's impressive and terrifying at the same time.
All right.
2,500 cops.
I mean, does that just say how bunglingly stupid the German police are?
I don't know. It either says
how
he's
good this guy is.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was getting at. Like when he, disarming 4 cops, it's like, I want to.
Like Jason Bourne, is that you?
Yeah, right. Like he held onto one's gun while he flipped off the other one's chest, kick a gun out of another one. I mean, yeah, it sounds like something out of a Jason Bourne movie or something Jason Statham would have done.
It was probably something more along the lines of like he had a gun. He's like, yeah, drop your guns, yeah.
Probably.
Like, yeah, and they throw their guns down.
Yeah, probably. Man.
Or Germans, they're all like they left Oktoberfest. I'm assuming that happens year round. I really don't know.
I don't think that's how it works.
They were, Lady and the Tramping giant sausages between each other, and he just pulled the guns out of holsters.
I mean, that could happen. Yeah, that could happen anywhere. I mean, that could happen to us.
And also German, they could just be pooping on each other at the time.
I don't think that's protocol, but
maybe it's Germany. We don't know what these police are up to.
Yeah, that's fair. Wow.
What we do know is these police don't shoot first and figure it out.
Yeah, that's true. It is. I mean, all joking aside, it does make you wonder how differently that would have been handled here, though.
Oh, there's no way he would have disarmed 4 cops.
Right, and that's why I said
one of those cops would have lit him up.
That's what I'm saying. Is I'm with you when you said he'd have 48 holes in him. That's probably true. You know, I don't know though.
He would have had the gun drawn on 4 cops, and maybe one of the cops would have thrown their gun down.
Maybe
the other 3 would have emptied their clips, reloaded, emptied again, and then handcuffed him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly. Jeez. All right. Well, that's a hell of a story, man. I don't know how I didn't see that.
Yeah, German Rambo.
Wow. All right. Jeez. That makes what I got look really boring. So, because I have something that's kind of a good learning thing, but damn.
That's fine. We need some knowledge in our lives.
Well, the only one I got was I saw this article on Engadget earlier this week, and the title of it's Mozilla Project Exposes YouTube's Recommendation Bubbles. And basically, it shows you, like, they created different profiles, essentially. Like, hey, here's Republican, here's Democrat, here's where, just whatever. Showing how if you start using YouTube, how it essentially, the funnel on it gets smaller and smaller to lead you to confirmation bias.
Yeah.
To where you won't really see anything outside of what you're what they think you're really looking for, but it can get to where they can lead you kind of into areas you didn't necessarily mean to get into, like they can take you into obscure thinking or conspiracy theory or whatever. But like I was telling Heno when we were talking about it, I was like, this is great when you're looking for sports or you're looking for how-to videos or whatever, but it's not necessarily great and now I'm not saying you should use YouTube as a source for news anyway, but I think this is a perfect, it's a good look because YouTube isn't the only company that funnels your results, social media all does it now. A lot of sites and stuff will do this now because they're trying to give us what they think exactly what we're looking for or things that will interest us, but there is potentially dangerous kind of side effects to it.
I mean, I don't go on YouTube to look for political stuff.
Right, I don't either, but there are a lot of people who do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I do not like the whole funneling system because, for instance, guy I work with was like, because he knows I like my Jeep.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, have you seen the new stuff for the new Bronco coming out? He's like, it's going to be a big competitor to the Jeep.
It is.
I haven't seen this yet. He's like, you should check out the video. So on break, I watched it. I think every third video in my suggested feed is something to do with the new Bronco now.
Sure.
It's like, I watched the one video. That's all I need.
Yeah. And that's kind of part of my issue with it too, is it's like, just because you watch one video on something doesn't mean that it's a general interest of yours. It just means you watched one video. Now, if you were to watch 6 videos, then I understand when it would start populating your feed with more and more and more Bronco type stuff or whatever.
Yeah, like clearly he wants to look at this stuff.
Yeah. But
one video, this shouldn't be like, open the floodgates.
Yeah. Well, because it's like we all do it. How many times have you Googled or YouTubed a really dumb how-to?
Oh, a lot.
Right? And it's like, I don't need more. Like, because there's been times where I've Googled something that is a real, for most people would probably be like, duh, but I don't know how to do it. So I'll Google how to and fill in the blank, whatever it is. And it's like, I don't need a ton of these, like, blah, blah, blah for dummies kind of thing. It's like I can find my own stuff like that. I just would prefer if you don't start funneling all these videos on whatever it is. Like I was looking for audio dropouts. And next thing you know, like I'm like my whole YouTube feed was basically on audio editing and all that. And it's like, I don't want all this in there.
Exactly.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand. That's why for a long time, back when you could, I would not log into YouTube. I would just search it anonymously. That way it wouldn't mess with my algorithm essentially. But the way they have it now, I believe you have to log in to really use it now. So
Basically, yeah.
it's like, well, there goes that.
Like once upon a time, I could tell, because I got YouTube on my TV upstairs.
Yeah.
And sometimes Leo, because she loves, YouTube to the kids these days is like television.
Yeah, right.
Which I get.
Mm-hmm.
But so she would watch it using my feed.
Right.
And then I would pop on like my phone or whatever. I'll be like, is my feed completely full of like best Vine videos and shit I don't watch.
Right.
And I found out that she was watching them through and so I eventually had to be like, you got to sign in under your own or as a guest.
I remember Neil and Annalise
fucking up my shit.
Right. I remember Neil and Annalise talking about this on one or two of their episodes too, because of like Neil watching a bunch of conspiracy videos and Annalise was watching, I forgot what she was watching, but something else. And, they were both kind of like, why is there all this in the feed? And it's like, oh yeah, because they're, logged into the same account. So
yeah, exactly.
Easy enough to do. But anyway, I think this is a really good read for anyone who, if you don't already understand, even if you do understand, it's a good read about how these sites are doing this to us. And there isn't really much we can do about it necessarily, but at the same time, it's good to know, it's always good to know how you're being manipulated.
Yeah.
That way you can, you can at least be aware of it. Because I was listening to, Kyle Duncan Graham, former Enthusiast guest, his news podcast, and a woman on there was talking about how her parents only get their news from their phone, but the problem is all of these things that we use funnel us. So whatever it is that they looked at, like they were looking at Fox News stuff, so they get more and more and more Fox News type coverage, and and they don't understand that it isn't like it was when we were younger, to where basically the news was the news. You could turn on any channel and it was basically the same news. Now a lot of these cable news especially, have significant slants one way or the other, or so it's like you can be putting yourself into a position you don't necessarily want to be into, so anyway, it's good to read. I'll have the link in the show notes. But,
stupid YouTube funnels.
Yeah. But I got 2 shut up and take my monies for this week, though.
Oh, shit, son.
Yeah.
Shut up and take my money.
All right, so the first one came out, I saw earlier this week, was that Hasbro is doing, in the Marvel Legends action figure line, they're making a 26-inch X-Men Sentinel.
Whoa, I'm pulling it up.
And it comes with like a character named Bastion. I don't know if you remember him from the comics or not, or remember it from the comics, I mean. Anyway, and it has multiple heads. One is the Sentinel Prime head. It's hit a bunch of the goals because they did it through Kickstarter. Because Hasbro was basically they wanted to see if there was interest in it. So they posted they were looking for 6,000 on Kickstarter. Blew through that. The initial goal was 2.1 million is what they were looking for, and they breezed past that no problem.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, this thing is,
it was pretty dope now that I'm looking at it.
Just over 2 feet tall. It's the biggest figure they've made, which, can only make me hope for like a 6-foot Galactus. But
I like the fact that it's got like the tentacle coming out of its palm in the one picture.
Yeah, it's a great looking figure. It's got a bunch of articulation. I forgot how many points it has. It says in there, and I can't remember what it is. Now the problem is the funding on it, or the money, is that it's tree fitty.
Yeah,
which is a lot of money for an action figure.
Well, they know their market though.
Oh, for sure. And really,
people aren't buying this for their kids.
That's not a lot of them. When you think about from the action figure market, something like this, if it's, 9,000 or whatever, there'll be more than they originally were going to make, but still. But yeah, that's way out of my price point. But,
oh, yeah.
It'd be nice.
72 points articulation. There you go.
Dude, I would love to have had something like this. Like when we had the shop, it would have been fucking awesome,
Oh, hell yeah.
So
Could have been holding like the deal today. and
for
stuff,
sure. Yeah, exactly. So
Considering there's 20 points of articulation in each hand.
yeah, exactly. All its fingies move. So
Right. Yeah,
Anyway.
it's pretty cool.
pretty awesome though. Like I said, way out of my price point, but pretty neat. So I'd much rather have this than a statue that's
Oh god, yeah.
2 foot
'Cause at least
tall.
this
that-
you can move and do stuff.
right. Oh, like somebody mentioned, like there's going to be tons of Sentinel flipping off videos coming out.
Oh, you know how funny it'd be to buy it like little doll clothes and shit, make it look like a little chef and stuff. That'd be dope.
That'd be a good time.
Like all of those little frying pans.
Oh my
Yes.
god. Yes.
It's all meant to be.
Loving it. Oh man. All right. So the other thing I have, which also costs quite a bit of money, is when I first saw this, it was a rumor, but it's since been confirmed, which is Nintendo is making a Nintendo system that looks like the original Nintendo.
Okay.
And it comes with like a controller. It has an actual cartridge of Mario Brothers that will, and whatever. And it has a little TV that comes with it that it has like on the screen. It's Mario, and if you turn a crank on the side, it looks like you're playing the game.
Wait, what? What is this thing called?
I
I got to see this.
have the article I have says Brick Built NES, so I don't know what to really call it, and it's from Kotaku. Kotaku.
Brick Build NES. Okay, I
Yeah.
found it.
Because
Looks like Lego is making a brick one. Oh,
'Cause I don't know
it's
if you
made
knew or
out
not,
of Lego.
like Lego's going to be making like Mario Lego they're going to be coming out soon.
I mean, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize it was a Lego set.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, there's a
I like
video.
that.
Yeah, there's a video in it that shows it working. The price for
That's
it
cool.
is $230. You can order it
I
off of
mean,
Lego's website, I guess.
It's less than a Sentinel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I'd really like to have one of these.
I mean, it would look pretty sweet in our friend Cheeto's game room, from what we're led to understand.
Yeah. That would be pretty awesome for us to steal from him if we go visit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which shout out to Cheeto for throwing a kick-ass party this weekend that we were invited to, but
Yeah,
Corona.
Yeah, right.
And I've been getting all kinds of pictures and stuff,
Yeah.
chickens that he's cooked and all this.
A lot of nudes. Yeah.
I did enjoy the flex of the salty language tank top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Much appreciated. Yep.
Much appreciated. Yeah.
So yeah, this is pretty awesome though. Like, and I don't know if like a limit of how many they're making. As far as like, I don't know if there's like a set number or if they're just gonna only make it for a while or whatever. But anyway, like I said, it should be on Lego's site. But again, I'll have the link to this article in there. I think the link to the Lego site where you can buy it is at the bottom of the article. So pretty neat stuff.
And just the fact that they're doing Super Mario Lego in general is pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people for years that have been kind of asking for it, so I'm glad.
Right.
But people forget Nintendo's weird about their licensing.
Yeah.
They really like to keep their licensed stuff close to their vest. Like it took Funko a while to be able to get Pokemon pops, and people wanted them so bad, and people want like Mario and other Nintendo character pops, but who knows if we'll get them at any point, or if Nintendo will just find some other company. Like I was in Target the other day, and they have these things on clearance that are Pokemon, and the box and stuff is very Funko-like, but they're not Funko Pops. They're vinyl figures. They're the same size roughly, and the box is mostly white, and it's like, it's like
It's so close.
they're trying hard without it's almost like they went to their lawyers and like, how close can we get, type of a thing. So,
Right.
that's more Nintendo's kind of move usually, but we'll see.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right, so I guess cue the W time.
Oh shit! Yeah. So last week, the question was, what obscure TV show needs a comeback?
Don't call it a comeback. Yeah.
There you go. So on Face Page, Big Dev, he answered, "Picture it, the 1961 classic, The Americans. Instead of the brothers fighting opposite sides of the civil, they're the opposite sides of the mask fight." I mean,
Yes.
it seems pretty doable.
Green light that. I'm in.
Yeah, seems very doable.
Yeah.
That's the only one I had on Facebook.
What?
We also had one on Instagram
Okay.
from our pal who I haven't talked to in a long time now, Prado God,
Yeah. S.I.
from
Jesus.
the earlier mentioned Anti-Semantic Show.
Right.
He says 227, which I don't know
No,
what
no,
that
no.
is.
227.
I still don't know what that is.
You don't remember that? It was the show where it was in an apartment building, and it had like Jack A. and oh god, what's her name? The woman who played. She was on the Jeffersons. Oh shit, her name on the show was Mary, because that was like the thing on the show. Jack A. used to be like Mary all the time. It was on. Do you remember? Oh fuck, what was the name of that show? Do you remember Amen? The show with Sherman Hemsley where he was a preacher. Or not a preacher. Oh, all right. Well, you're not. They were on like back to back on NBC, I believe.
And a belly to belly.
No. But anyway, I know what show he's talking about, and I'm not gonna lie.
do.
I used to watch 227, so I would totally be down. So also, boy, was that a pull. So well done.
Yeah, that's obscure as fuck.
Well done on that one.
I was just like, why is Prado just typing numbers?
Well, that's what Prado does, man. He just hits the numbers. All right. I know I have at
all I
least
got,
one
though.
more. All right. I got one over on Twitter from Garrett, and he said Pushing Daisies. It was a fantastic show that got cut short by the writer's strike, which I've not watched that show, but, I've heard really good things about it.
Is that the one? That's not the one with Ted Danson, is it?
No, that's A Good Place.
Oh, I was thinking Cheers.
Oh, well played. Good Place is a good show. I really
Yeah,
like
that is
that.
a good show. Yeah.
So that's what I got over there. Well, let's have a look. See, did I get any emails? I don't remember seeing any. Cheeto's too busy partying.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, Brian.
I'm waiting for Google to load here. Come on. Nope, that looks like that's all for us for this week. So
I'm kind of disappointed. to
I
be
know.
honest.
What are you gonna do, right?
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I keep seeing likes from people, and it's like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, like we, as much as we appreciate the like, it's not what we need.
Right. But anyway, it's fine. I mean, we still appreciate the answers and stuff. I do appreciate people liking the post. I just wish if you liked it, put a ring on it. So
Yeah, exactly. Right?
All right. So this week, 1 through 21.
Ah, man. Let's go 6.
Wow, that's an early pick, huh? This is such a stupid one. Okay. This is a thinker, though. Ready?
All right.
You have the ability to teleport 10 tons of Jell-O to any point in history. Your goal is to cause the most chaos and destruction. Where and when do you send all this Jell-O?
Well then, 10 tons is a lot of Jell-O.
That's a lot of Jell-O, yeah.
Cause the most chaos, huh? Wow.
Because I feel like it's got to be some sort of either a war or a gathering.
Oh, for sure.
Because you
Yeah.
need a lot of people, but you also need it to disrupt whatever's going on along the way.
Shit. I don't know. Let me think. Do you have one?
I don't. I'm trying to think of one too, because I mean, the idea of dropping it on because I also don't want to be a dick about it, because I mean, you could say like Normandy, because that would certainly create a lot of chaos, because it would really
That's
fuck
pretty
up the
big.
plans.
Yeah.
You know?
Shit.
Or Gettysburg, you know? That'd blow their fucking minds.
Oh, you know what? I mean, I got something that wouldn't cause chaos.
Okay.
That would actually be helpful.
Oh, okay.
If you could, like, drop 10 tons of Jell-O, like, on 9/11, so maybe the jumpers could maybe survive.
That's an interesting one. I mean, it would still create chaos for sure, because people would be like, "Where the fuck's all this Jell-O coming from?"
I mean, I don't know if that would work to let people survive that kind of fall.
Right. And it would still probably, I mean, because of the weight, you know, there is going to be some destruction because, you know,
Definitely.
anything in that level, if you're dumping that much of it, is going to create its own force, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So.
But if we're talking just full blown destruction and
Yeah,
chaos,
just to be a dick, where would you drop
just
it?
be a dick.
Yeah.
I would have to drop it right on top of, like, the crucifixion of Jesus, just so we could read the stories about it, see how they explain that shit.
That would be fucking wild as hell for sure. Yeah.
And then he dropped green goo that tasted of limes, whatever those are.
And that, you know, at least then we would understand why for Easter dinner people used to bring them weird ass Jell-O salads with the like fruit and shit in them.
Jell-O salads are full of crucifixes like a goddamn New Orleans king cake.
Right.
Oh, you find the Jesus, it's lucky.
Yeah. It's lucky to break my teeth.
Yeah, like, this is great. Thought it was a chunk of pineapple. It turns out it's baby Jesus.
Yep. Surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, just because I want to see how they explain it later.
That's fair. I like that.
Yeah.
Because that was more of the kind of thing I'm looking for, you know, because like I said, I mean, you could be a real dick and pick some things like, you know, like dump it on Auschwitz, you know, like it would create chaos and destruction because it's 10 pounds of Jell-O. It's going to kill somebody. But,
for sure.
You know, I'd do it there if I could only dump it on the German troops.
Right.
You know, just to create a bunch of chaos and maybe let some people not die. But yeah, I don't.
Like you drop it on Hiroshima the morning of the bomb. Someone's like, "What the fuck?
Oh, jeez.
What a weird day!" And then the
Right.
bomb hit.
Oh god, it was like that one. Fuck, what was it? There was like an online comic or something. I think that did something like that. That was like shows a guy getting fired. I think it was, and he's like, "Oh, geez, you know, how could this day get any worse?" And you just see the shadow of the bomb over him, like as
There
it's
you go.
dropping, you know. And I was like, "Oh man." Yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, that's a good question. I mean, it'd be kind of funny to drop it on. Oh fuck, what was that guy's name? The one who marched with the elephants.
Oh, Hannibal.
Hannibal, yeah, drop it right around there just to watch elephants fuck around with some Jell-O.
That would be entertaining.
So, I don't know. I would have to pick something more, you know, something, I don't know. It would have to be something for me where you're just really fouling up, you know, somebody who's been a real dick in history. You know?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it could be a real asshole and, you know, say like Trump's inauguration, but, I don't want to
Look what I provided for all you all. Hors d'oeuvres. The best, the greatest.
Fucking A. Now, here's a question for you. When I asked you the question, what color Jell-O did you immediately picture?
Oh, I already said it. Lime.
Did you? Okay, I picked green too.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. I just was
Yeah, I pictured green Jell-O, you know, because like I said, you know, Dolph drops green
Right.
gelatin
Oh, yeah,
on
right.
our heads, tasting of limes and other citruses.
all right. I'm not gonna lie. I'm with you. Like the more I think about it, like that's exactly what I want. Is I just want to hear, you know, that explained,
like
or I'm gonna drop it on the day that the meteor hit and took out the dinosaurs. Because they're like, what the fuck is going on here? And I want to
We
be
found
able.
this layer of gelatin.
Dude, no, that's when they start finding bones in like Jell-O molds that are in the ground.
Nice.
Like we've excavated a perfectly, you know, a perfect a perfect T-Rex skull. And they're like, is that in a Jell-O salad? Like, it is, actually. If you look real close, you can see the grapes And,
And then marshmallows.
and marshmallows, sure, why not? Fucking A. Man. Or I don't
Good
know.
times.
Maybe if I dropped the 10 tons of Jello, maybe the meteorite, maybe it doesn't kill all the dinosaurs. I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe we'll live with dinosaurs today then.
Maybe. If only.
No.
If only.
You never know.
We could use them right now.
Jeez. Sometimes, man, I believe it.
Who doesn't want to ride around on a dinosaur right now? Come
I
on,
do.
Right?
Right? Dope.
Sure, it might throw you off and eat you. But hey, those things happen.
I want to have a handle hooked to a dinosaur when I mow my grass, and then I put it back in the garage, and it goes, "It's a living."
Oh man, I don't think it works like that, Tony.
It's what the cartoons always taught me.
You do understand the Flintstones was not a documentary, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh boy. All right, so that's your Q of the W for the week. Something completely ridiculous.
I mean,
Show me what you got.
I like it.
Oh
like
man,
it.
I just thought of a great one. Can you imagine dumping this level of Jello on just take your pick of a Black Friday somewhere?
Oh, that would be pretty amazing.
Oh,
Where
it'd be
everyone's,
so much
lining up
fun.
for a new iPhone.
Yeah, it'd be so much fun to watch as people are trying to storm a Best Buy and you just dump all this Jello.
Yeah, that would actually be amazing.
I'd watch that TV show. They got to fight their way through the Jello first,
That sounds pretty sexy. Actually.
Yeah, I like this plan.
Yeah, all right.
There's our new game show. It's just going to be called Black Friday. And the whole concept of it is there's going to be like, you take like 10 people. They have to overcome these different obstacles to get to a TV. And if they get to the TV, it's theirs.
Well, no, they still have to buy it, just way discounted.
Well, they don't know that, but that's fine. Yeah. Right. By weight discounted, you mean like 5% off?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, we'll mark it up. No, we'll drop it
Ooh,
15%.
I like it. Much better
Yeah,
idea.
so they're like, oh my God, it's 15% off. We're like, yeah,
Sure is.
sure is, buddy.
Not gonna lie, I'd watch this TV show.
Then we'll just go in the back and count cash and laugh.
Of course, yeah. Stroking our long white beards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Polishing our monocles.
Right. And by monocles, you mean multiples, because two monocle fancy.
Two, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hell, I might have three, so I can put two in one eye.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Or one on your third eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like on the forehead,
Praise Ganesh or whatever.
Yeah. Or, if you call your pee hole your eye, whatever. Or your butthole, whatever.
Yeah.
Do what you
sure.
want. You're that level of rich. You can do whatever you want.
Hey, buy as many monocles as you goddamn want.
Like, I need a monocle for every hole in my body.
Like, what? Just trust me, I do.
You heard me. Right away, sir.
Yeah, yes, of course. Yes. Let me get out the butthole measuring tape. Because, you don't want to use that measuring tape for anything else.
Good call. The worst part's the exam, how they do like with your glasses where it's like 1 or 2.
Exactly.
Do you have a bifocal monocle on your ass?
Like, what is that?
I do, and it's quite sensitive about it.
Yes, quite. My older age, I need the both lenses. For what? Don't question me.
Mind your business. Yeah.
Rich people problems.
Right? Now that's how you can tell you have too much money in the world, when you start figuring out how to get monocles for your butthole.
Yeah, like, is that a Gucci butthole monocle?
Like,
Like, duh.
reminds you of
course it
the thing from Archer. Are you wearing silk socks? Doesn't everyone?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Good shit. All right.
shit.
That's all we got, I guess.
I think that's a program.
All right. Well, head on over to saltylanguage.com then. Click the links. All our social medias and stuffs are there. You can see or find the link to the network we're part of.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Tangent Bound Network.
I love that drop. so much.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
Sorry, Mark. Still miss you.
Aw. Oh man, I'm just picturing, picture you're doing the heart hands and Mark's pictures in the middle.
Yep, exactly. We're both looking at the same moon, singing to each other.
For sure, yeah. What, like your five-hole?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Five-hole's a pimp.
I'm just picturing you dressed as 5-0 looking at the moon doing that. And I can't stop laughing at that. Oh man. I'll so dress like 5-0's dad. Anyway, yeah, so go check out that network, please, and probably find some other shows you enjoy over there as well. And I don't know, man. If you want to reach out to the show, hit us up on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony. And, of course, Salty Language is on most of your typical social media type situations.
Right. Unless it's popular, then we're probably not there.
No, like TikTokies, we're not on that.
That's not happening.
No, it's not happening.
We're too old for TikTok. Yeah.
No, way too old for that shit.
Like I don't even watch most of the videos. Yeah.
Well, it's all right there. You'll find the links. You'll find all the love that we provide you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. All
betcha,
right.
babe.
So I guess having said all that stuff, until next time, I guess have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty.
And hey, don't forget, this episode of Salty Language was brought to you by the letter 10.
Number 227.
Yes.